welcome everybody. We're going to see what we can do with the microphone. I apologize for that. I don't want to seem like I'm yelling in here, but I want you to be able to hear me. So congratulations to all in this room, not just our students, but our parents and cousins and grandparents and who else, and friends, whoever else may be in here. Ready to go, young lady? I like this little girl right here. Got the bib on, and she says it's pizza time. Ready to go. So, you know, to get in this room, we have 6,300 students in our school district, and about 28 students in here today, and we have a lot of good kids in our district. And to get in this room here today is more than just being a good student. It's about treating others with respect, being a good teammate, and all of those kind of things, which we can all nod our head. Mrs. Henry's nodding her head over there. Mr. Davis is nodding his head here, saying, absolutely. And I want the parents and grandparents to think about your jobs, where you work. Isn't it nice to work with people who learn how to treat others with respect and are good teammates to you, and those type of things? That's the number one thing that we look for when we go out every year and recruit new teachers, is that we talk in here, and Mrs. Quackenbush is sitting back there, who goes out and recruits people there. Mrs. Quackenbush, what's the number one thing we look for?
Good teammates.
Good teammates. So we want good teammates in our buildings. And so our students are good teammates. And so congratulations and thank you for being good leaders in our school district. And so we're going to recognize you today here and celebrate a little bit. It's the best thing that we get to do every month to do that. So I want you to know how important it is that you understand what a good leader you are. And that we all recognize that. So let's give our students a hand. Each month we're sponsored by a group here in town. And this month we're sponsored by the Newark Rotary Club. And so we have Mr. Chuck Moore here, who is the president of the Rotary Club. But we also have Mrs. Quackenbush, who is a member of the Rotary. Mr. Ute is a member of the Newark Rotary. Mr. Valadares, right here, our school treasurer, is a member of the Rotary, and Newark's fortunate that we have a lot of organizations here that are very good in our community, and the Rotary is one of those. So, Mr. Moore, you want to come up front? I'll tell you a little bit about Chuck. Not only is he the president of Rotary, but he's a great community member and a very good leader in our community. And he's all about feeding people in the community as he runs the Licking County Food Bank. So thank you I'm going to thank you for that before your leadership in Rotary. Because I know you do so many good things, and particularly this time of year, it's very important.
Busy time for us.
Busy time.
Busy time. Well, I am Chuck Moore, and I'm the director of the director of the Food Pantry Network of Licking County. So first, let me say thank you on behalf of the Food Pantry Network, because Operation Feed will be coming up, and I think every school here does Operation Feed. So, but that's not why I'm here today. I'm also the president of the Newark Rotary Club. Newark Rotary is a service organization with about 240 businessmen and women in this community that really look to do good, not only in Licking County, but worldwide. So I'm looking at some comparisons, and here's what I think. We live by 4 simple principles. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? That's what we look at as our members in our club to make sure that we're doing what's right in the community. Now, I am honored to be here today because my guess is, did you say 38 here roughly?
20.
28? So at some point, my guess is we'll probably have 28 Rotarians that will come up and be part of our group, because you're already doing what we set out to do on a day-to-day basis. And yet, we're old. You're young. So the future is bright for Licking County, for Newark, but also for the world when we have kids of your age that are coming up and doing great things. So let me thank you for inviting me to come out, and let me thank you for letting me have lunch with you as you're doing great things for the schools that you're in and also for our community. And I love free pizza.
Well, Chuck, the students have a card for you. If you would, please take that and share that with, and we'll give it to the board.
Thank you very much.
And share that with the members of your club. And again, thank you for your leadership in Rotary. I know you're doing a great job with that. I certainly don't want to be the president of everything. Mrs. Quackenbush is here in a few years, but she could represent the school on that part of that. But your leadership in the community, and I know you work very hard to make sure everybody has food to eat, so we appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. We've got a line. We've got two tables, so we have a line there. So we usually just split the room, you know, right down through here, and this side here will eat from that table, and this side from that table. I think Todd, you have them go on both sides. Both sides of the tables, yeah. Both sides of the table, and take all you want. We always have extra. Believe me, you can't eat all the cookies that are in here and pizza that are in this room. So take all you want and enjoy yourself. And I need to find, I switch it around every month, so I think it's probably time for Johnny Clem students to help me out here a little bit. So John Clem students, who should go first in the back side back here to be good leaders to show everybody how to go through the line? What table should go first, you think? I'm a good mind reader. I know what you're saying. This table right here, John Clem. I know. The Wilson thing, getting into Mr. Davis already. Yeah, so we'll let John Clem go first and be a good leader back here. And hopefully you've enjoyed your pizza and cookies and salad and those types of things. As I see, there's still a stack of cookies over there and still some pizza. Feel free to get up and help yourself around there. So today, we're very thrilled. Each month we have a group come in and do the entertainment. And every month we're so thrilled that we can showcase some of our programs here. And we brought them in, number one, because they're good. They're really good. They're fresh off a fantastic concert last night, where we had the orchestra, the choir, and the band at the Christmas program. And I was so, Mr. Auer, and I was so happy to see, I'm not sure there was a spare seat in our auditorium last night. Very well attended to support our children, give them the community. It was outstanding. It was a great program. So congratulations to our students, Mr. Auer, and to the orchestra and choir also. But we bring these programs in here because this is one way that we talk to our families and our students about student engagement in the school district. And so, you know, when I go out and about a little bit, everybody says, how's that basketball team? So we're more than basketball in the Newark City schools. We're proud of our basketball in the Newark City schools, but we've got a fantastic junior ROTC program. We've got great fine arts programs, great athletic programs. So some of you younger parents coming up through, student engagement is very important, and there's something for everyone in our school district. And so we bring these folks in to show just one example. Raise your hand if you're involved in something else besides the band here. How about what else are you involved in? Yeah, ROTC. ROTC, is that a good program? It's the best ROTC program in the state of Ohio. It is. And I'm not saying that because I'm a super. It's the best program in the state of Ohio. So that's good. It's good to see that there's a wide variety of things to get involved in. So, all right. Earplugs. He's got a Pittsburgh Steelers hat on. He can handle that up there, probably, right? Yeah. Or we Browns fans would say that's why he's sitting there. Have to beat him somehow. So, Mr. Auer, it's all yours, buddy.
that featured a few of our soloists. We had Fred Franks on trumpet, Joey Rutan on trombone, and Ben Smith on tenor saxophone. Our next tune is the Christmas Waltz, a not mainstream Christmas carol that people hear, but you'll definitely recognize it, I hope. And we have quite a few soloists that I'll introduce after we play. Alto saxophone, and Eric Slayman on alto saxophone. In addition to performing last night, if you were at the concert, you probably saw about 20 more kids for this, and we don't have the space for 20 more students to fit in here to play along. So we had auditions to have a traveling jazz band, kind of like you have a traveling basketball team or other traveling sports teams. So these are what I consider some of the people who are the best at their part of the best, really. So they've gone an extra step and shown an extra level of commitment to be here to learn some extra music. So we only performed 2 pieces last night. We have 2 additional that we added on that we've been working on along with those 2 we performed for the paying audience last night at our concert. Next one is one you will definitely recognize, and don't sing along though, because it's a little different. No offense at all. But anyway, because the rhythms don't matter. Anyway. it's Silent Night, the one we did not perform last night, so this is finally a change of pace, something slow and pretty, hopefully you'll enjoy. Slayton, who's also one of our high school representatives for Student of the Month, which is pretty cool, and also joining her on the duet, if you didn't see, Eli Rudder in the back on trumpet, so those two soloists. We only have one more selection left for you guys, and one we ended our part of the concert with last night, and I know it's my favorite. I think it's the band's favorite, maybe? I don't know. Yeah. They get to play high and loud, so it's kind of quite the opposite of the last one. This is Joy of the World, but before we play our last tune, I want to thank Ms. Diana Whiteman. She was able to join us and play piano for us today, so thank you, Ms. Whiteman. And as Mr. Yu was pointing out, our kids are very diverse with their involvement at the high school. Raise your hand if you remember the Pride of New York this past fall. Raise your hand if you did a fall sport this past fall. So we had lots of kids involved in lots of activities across the district, and we want the kids to stay in band and keep performing no matter what their other interests are. We always encourage them to continue performing with the marching band because, and I'll brag on the marching band because why not? This season we won our first grand championship in over a decade, which was a huge deal for us. We had our 3rd straight superior rating at state marching band finals and our 38th consecutive appearance at state marching band finals, the only band in the state in Class AA to do that. So we're really proud. And This class, jazz band is a class. Only about 16 of the students are able to fit it in their schedule. So when Ms. Coram saw them a few weeks ago for the first time at our fall band concert, she saw 48 kids on the stage. She's like, where did they all come from? It was kind of an eye-opening moment. And we had a great year last year with the jazz band, lots of fun events. Like, we didn't do this last year, but we took them to the Granville Jazz Festival, looking to do that in the spring, and some other activities, jazz festivals around the Central Ohio area. So thank you for having us. Congratulations on being Citizen of the Month, and this is Joy to the World.
We have a middle school stage band that quite a few of these folks, raise your hand if you are a stage band alum. Yeah, I'm very, very proud of that group. We'll be playing here in March, so we're looking forward to that. It's an after-school jazz band and kind of leads into this.
Just wonderful. So very, very good. You guys were waiting for that last song in the back row. I could tell these guys kind of sat up in their chair. Got going, but again, thank you students for being good leaders in our school district. We appreciate what you do. And you sounded wonderful. Let's give them another hand. Okay. Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Allen?
Thank you for having us. Merry Christmas.
The students are putting their things away. We'll just go around the room and introduce some folks in here. I probably need to grab the microphone. Just a model for our students here. There's a paw print up here. It's very important for this part of the program, students. It's laying right here. And I need both feet on the paw print when you come up front. Now last month I spent all that time doing that, talking about the paw print. Mr. Bowman, who's not here today, so you're going to be a good leader, was first and stood 2 feet from the paw print. And it just freaked me out back here. So hit the paw print. That's my job in this room, to make sure you're on the paw print today. So the paw print and right back there. We're very proud of this program in our district. It's our Channel 19. How many of you watch Channel 19? Or aware of Channel 19 out there? With the digital stuff coming out now, and not everybody having the digital, doesn't hit all the households. But Mr. Carr likes to say about 2 million folks probably view, give or take, view Channel 19. And so students, it's your time to come up here, stand 2 feet on the paw print, look right back in that camera, and tell them who you are. So you're going to say your name. You're going to talk about what grade you're in, who you have with you, and also what you like to do in school and out of school. Okay? And I know I talked to a few of you already, say I got a little anxiety with talking on that microphone up in front of people, and I say it every month. Nobody gets more nervous than I do. Okay? But what works for me is I take 6 deep breaths and just relax a little bit. Okay, so we'll get through it. No need to be nervous. You're a leader, that's why you're in here, and you'll do just great. We know you will. So before you come up front, I want to go around the room a little bit and introduce our folks that are in here that are part of our district staff here. And we'll start with over there. Who enjoyed the lunch? The salad, the pizza, those kind of things. And I'll talk just for a minute. He is the best wheeler and dealer in the state of Ohio in a lunch program, and that's Mr. Gallup standing over there. That's where you got your pretzels and your, I believe he got a deal from somebody that ordered pretzels or too many pretzels, and he ended up putting them in our kids' hands. But when Todd came in a year or so ago, he made a commitment to do some fresh fruits and some things like that. And I'll share with you, we're over for about 4,500 lunches a day in our district. We were at 1,500 breakfast. We are over 4,000 breakfast in our district and rising. Yesterday, we got notification that we received a $62,000 grant to institute breakfast in the middle schools, which we already have. However, we're going to do some more things to make sure our students get them. But the neat notification we got this week is that we, the Newark City Schools, under the leadership of Mr. Gallup and our principals in here, out in their building, we are the breakfast program of the year in the state of Ohio by the Hunger Alliance. Let's give Mr. Gallup and everybody a hand. Right here in Newark City, breakfast program of the year. I mean, it's that's awesome because we're about servicing our students and our families. Not just our students and our families in the school district. And that is a big part that makes sure that all children have something to eat. And so some of us take that for granted, but that is a big issue in our district, and we are answering a call on that. So, and I would mention that that whole operation, our food service, operates in the black. And what that means is we don't take any money out of our general fund to service our students in that way. So it's all done on reimbursements and paid lunches. And I would tell you, to some of you, you'd say, what's the big deal there?
Well, our general fund pays for our staffing, our computers, and those type of things. So when you're feeding that many folks and not taking money out of your general fund, you're spending money on educational items, which is very important. And I would tell you, it doesn't happen in most school districts. So we're very proud of that here in the district. So good stuff. Okay, I think she has the most pressure on her this month than anybody else, because the young lady over there, Tammy Brown, secretary in the personnel department, is standing beside Gloria Wilson, my wonderful assistant, who Gloria has been doing this for years and years. She does the program here, and she just throws me the microphone, and the way I go, she does all the work for this. She's going to miss her first one in January. And I asked her, how many of you missed this? None. And so Tammy's in training, and I teased Tammy, said, when Gloria gets back from her cruise in January, she'll have you in her office viewing the tape of this and see how this moved. No pressure, Tammy. But January will go just smooth, I'm sure. And but let's give those ladies a hand, please. Along with Vicki Howe, probably snuck out the back door helping the high school. She helps Gloria with this. Vicki works in the high school fine arts department and does many things up there. Vicki, peek in here real quick, would you please? Let's give Vicki a hand. She's a good lady. And then in the central office here we have Mindy Vaughn back in the back corner, our student services director. And with Mindy are two of her ladies, Jennifer McMahon. I saw you somewhere, Jennifer. Nicole Garrison over here. Let's give our student services department a hand for what they do. Try not to leave anybody out as I go around. We're going to hit this table. Gemma Zimmerman. Gemma, please stand up. Gemma's in charge of everything that we throw to her. That's about the easiest way to, and she always catches it. It's our school safety, our after-school programs, our leakage coordinators, our at-risk folks there, and just does a really good job. So let's thank Gemma for what she does for the district. Then we have, I like to call her Miss Newark, Barbara Quackenbush. Grew up here, principal here, dad was a firefighter here, really invested in the city of Newark. And you go down the street with Barbara and everybody yells, hey Barbara! She knows everybody. Barbara's our personnel director, / we don't have this position, but assistant superintendent. That position was reduced way back, and we don't have it, but she's filled a lot of that role in there. So thank you, Barbara, for what you do. Appreciate that. And then you look outside, there's little snowflakes on the ground out there, a little snow out there. It's getting a little cold. So I would tell you, I get a call at 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and our folks say, hey, man, those roads are bad, parking lots are icy, you know, can't get the boiler up, no one has thing here. And my job's really easy. I say, 2-hour delay or no school. And I hang the phone up and we call somebody right here, Mr. Roy. And he calls you and wakes you up. I want you to know that. He calls you and wakes you up. Seth is our community outreach, and we say this all the time. Our students and programs are very well promoted, particularly from a social media area. If Seth knows about it, he's out there. And so, you know, so that's really important because we want our students to get recognized in our program. So thank you, Seth, for waking everybody up in the district. Got to go up and down the rows. Go around. Oh, Mark Shively here. Mark is in charge of our busing, our facilities, our food service, and many other things here. Mark's in his second year in the district. Before that, he was an athletic director. Sometimes I think you probably want to go back to being an athletic.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
When I get the call in the morning before I call Seth.
Yeah. So.
And that's what I wish I wasn't.
Yeah. Those wonderful mornings. But it's important to all. We talked about our food service, our transportation. You know, we have about 58 full-time buses out on the road, somewhere in there. But our buildings, too. You know, we're fortunate that our community has given the district and our students and our families wonderful buildings to be in. But it's very important that we take care of those buildings so that that roof lasts 30 years instead of 20 years. Those kind of things. So, Mark, we appreciate you taking care of those things. So thank you very much. Amy Norman, technology. There's a lot of folks that make this district roll. And who's like me? I like to turn my computer on, it better pop up in a hurry. Anybody else in here that way? If it doesn't, I'm calling Miss Norman back here and say, get up to my office here. Why is my computer slow? It took 10 seconds to get up. You know, one of those. So I don't even know. We talk about this a lot. We have tons of computers. How many computers do you think?
Between 5,000 and 6,000 between the computers and iPads.
Yeah, between 5,000 and 6,000. 10 years ago, we probably had 800 of them in the district in that neighborhood. So Amy's department's in charge of all those things. So thank you, Amy, for what you do. So let's give Amy a hand. Curriculum and Professional Development Director, Maura Horgan. I like to teach more every month. She came out of New York, right outside the city, X amount of years ago to Denison, and was going to do 4 or 5 years at Denison and go back to New York. She hadn't made it back yet. So we gobbled her up right out of there, and she was a teacher, an English teacher at the high school, coached a lot of things, assistant principal at the high school, and now is in charge of our curriculum and our professional development with our staff, and she is brilliant. So thank you. New to our district this year, and we were so fortunate. Julio Valadares is our treasurer, so we had a treasure opening, unfortunately. Yeah, let's give Julio a hand. So, many of you have heard Julio's story. He came here. I'll tell you what, why don't you take a minute and tell your story? I love your story. They will too. How'd you end up in Newark?
Okay. Back in 1981, there was a World Series friendship that was held here in Newark, Ohio, that was put together by the Baby Ruth group here in Newark. They invited about 10 countries from different parts of the world, and one of those was El Salvador, which I'm a part of. I was a part of the national team then. So we came over here and played for 14 days. Sometime around from the 4th of July of 1981 through the 14th, 15th of July of that year. So it was a wonderful experience to come over here at age 19, to come play baseball here and find a different culture that I was very impressed, and actually it was a culture shock for me to come over here and see other type of living versus what I was living back home in El Salvador. So upon my return to El Salvador after the World Series was over with, I decided that after 2 or 3 months being in my country, was a civil war going on in there. And at age 19, like most of 19-year-olds that are in here will think nothing can happen to you, but it does can happen to you from time to time when you find yourself in situations that you don't feel like you're safe. So I decided to come over here and call the host parents, who I spent those 14 days while I was playing baseball here, and asked if I can come to their home and live with them until I can find myself a place and a job and so forth and so on. They were just happy to death for me to ask to come back, and they said, you can stay as long as you want, which I did. I took advantage of that, and I was there with them for about a year until I started my own life. Working and having a family at a very young age, 21, 22. But so I started my life here, getting jobs. But the beautiful thing about it was that the community embraced me here, being a young kid who didn't speak any English, and were able to help me out to get places where I can go and learn the language, to get jobs, and so forth and so on. So I was very pleased to see all of that happening while I was here. So I'll never forget in my life that this is the community that actually opened the door for me to who I am today. And in fact, it is because while I went on to college and went my bachelor's associate's degree here at COTC, which I graduated in 1994 from there, and I moved on to working for Ohio AAA headquarters in the accounting department, which that was my degree on, and I moved on to continue my education while I was being there. I went for my bachelor's degree at Franklin University, and once you start studying in college, it seems like you just want to learn more and more and more. So I just continued until finally got my master's degree by year 2000. Soon after that, I was so embedded with, influx with knowledge that I wanted to put it out there. And I decided that eventually I was going to work with the school system to help out. And in an indirect way, not like a teacher do, which I applaud teachers that were here, because I can never be a teacher. I can tell you a story when I tried once to teach Spanish in the 5th grade class after school, and that was a bad thing. I couldn't handle it. That's when I learned to appreciate that the teachers, I can see now what it's like to try to handle those kids. But anyway, so I decided to do it indirectly, and I went to the finance world instead. I spent about 1.5 years in senior community schools. I worked in there, and then I moved on to Gahanna Jefferson's public schools, which I spent 17 years of my working life in there. 15 of those as directors. That's what I earned, and I gained all my experience being treasurer for the school district, managing the dollars that operate the school districts. But at some point in time, I told my wife this: imagine if there will be a treasurer's position open in Newark City Schools, and I apply and I get the job. And she said, oh, that would be a wonderful story to tell. Fortunately, it did happen. So the position came open, and at first I thought about it, well, they're never going to look at me. So, but eventually I said, well, apply. So I did apply, and here I am today. Thank you, board members, for believing in me, and for giving me the opportunity to return my favor back to the community, to open the door for me. I will do it with honor, all the way till you say goodbye to me, which I doubt. But yes, definitely, I'm very honored to give back to the community who opened the door to be who I am today. So it's give back to the community whenever you go out in the world. Thank you.
I mean, I think that's kind of neat for us to get somebody with that type of experience, and for Julio to come back and want to give back to a community that was so gracious to him. Well, I'll tell you what would make that story even better. When you talk about your host family said you could stay as long as you want, you could say, I was still living with them. That would just make it, nobody would check that out. So, but, and I agree, students, that's quite a story. And so, you know, there are obstacles out there, and you know, you can get through those obstacles with some perseverance. So, good stuff. So, Julio, thanks for being here and what you do. And then we have two folks here that are very, very special. I say this all the time. Being a school board member in a community is the absolute hardest job any community ever has. Faced with many challenges, financial and personnel things, and if you haven't checked around, there's not a whole lot of people stepping up to say, boy, that seems like a fun thing to do. Go to Kroger's and somebody cornered me for 45 minutes and just came in for some milk type of thing. And so that happens as superintendent every now and then that way. But in any event, we have a wonderful school board here in this district, and we have Mr. Carr, our board president. Tim, please stand up. Tim's a minister here in town, a good man. Thank you, Tim, for your leadership. And we have Mr. Weber back here. Warren, would you please stand up? And Warren's a retired Air Force, retired from the county government here. And if you look at his service to not only our country, our community, Warren certainly spent a lot of time doing those things. So thank you, Warren, for what you do. We appreciate you. So thank you. Okay. All right, since math class begins soon, we got to get you out of here. You kids are excited about that. What's important in here? Ms. Corum, since you'll have the microphone first, what's very important? Stand on the paw print, or you'll make me nervous back there by the wall. Okay, look right into that camera. And we're going to start with our high school students first. Some good leaders at our high school, so we'll start with Ms. Corum and our high school student. Just come right up here. I'll be standing over here telling you deep breath, paw print. Deep breath, paw print. Relax. Relax and look into the camera. Tell us who you are. And Ms. Corum, would you like to come up? There you go.
All right, I'm Jessica Coram, Assistant Principal at Newark High School. Thank you to the Rotary for sponsoring our lunch today. And I think we're about ready to go. So our first student today is our 9th grader, Stephen Bricker. His teachers who nominated him today said that he always does the right thing. So we're going to have Stephen come on up here.
Hi, my name is Stephen. I brought Rhonda today, and my favorite subject in school is math. I don't like reading. I like science and math, and chemistry the most. And my favorite subject outside of school is probably football. Football has got me here today. I like the program. There's no rude people. We're all family. We're all working as a team.
All right, our sophomore student today is Katie West, and Katie's teacher said that she is polite, selfless, and helpful.
Oh, hi. I'm Katie, and I'm a sophomore, and I like school a lot because I have my friends there, and I like my teachers, and yeah. Sorry, I really don't know what to say, but it's fine. Everything's fine. And this is my mom.
All right, our junior today is Katie Slayton, and you got to see her earlier do a little solo with the band. We have her parents here today.
Okay, I was going to make a joke about not being Katie, but obviously that got spoiled. But anyway, yes, I'm Chris, and this is my wife, Pauline Slayton. Our daughter, unfortunately, couldn't stay. She had an English essay to make up for missed work from earlier this week that she's scheduled for 12:15. So anyway, we're honored to be here again, so we thank you on her behalf.
Our senior student today is Thomas Pitts. His teacher said that he is always thinking of others, which I have a story I'm supposed to share with you. Mr. Bowman, our principal, stands out and does parking lot duty every morning, and apparently he looks cold because Thomas gave him a scarf this week to wear while he's out at parking lot duty.
My name's Thomas Pitts. I've been going to the high school for 4 years, which makes me a senior, and I don't think I've been able to get to my senior year without my mom and my dad always pushing me to do a lot more in school, and even if I don't want to sometimes. I'm a part of the archery program, and that's something I like doing inside and outside of school. And I'm trying to actually be part of the team and the captain, just haven't got the papers in. And that's all I really have to say.
Our final student today is from CTEC. This is Eli Taylor, and he's in the electrical trades program over at CTEC.
Hi, I'm Eli Taylor. I'm in the electrical trades. I'm in Boy Scouts. This is my mom, Nancy Taylor, and my grandma, Charlotte Kinzer. Mom helps me through school, mostly with English and math because I'm not very good, but I'm getting there. So, yeah, that's all I have to say, I guess.
Good afternoon. I'm John Davis, very proud principal of Wilson Middle School, and thank you to Newark Rotary for sponsoring our luncheon this afternoon, and thank you parents for entrusting your students with us each and every day. We certainly couldn't achieve what we do without your support. Our first Citizen of the Month is a 6th grader, Mr. Trey Moon.
I'm Trey Moon, and these are my parents, and they pretty much helped me through school and pretty much why I'm here. Yeah.
Our 8th grade Citizen of the Month is Miss Gabi Wolf.
My name is Gabi Wolf. I'm 8th grade at Wilson Middle School. I brought with me my mom, Chris Boyer, and my cousin, Maggie. And I like to play volleyball in school and out of school.
I'm on the Paul, we're good. Good afternoon, I'm Delia Henry, very proud principal of Liberty Middle School. It was a delight to hear the band from the high school. I recognize many of those students who actually performed in Ms. Whiteman's stage band, so it's wonderful to see them continuing in that effort. Thank you, Rotary, and I want to wish everybody a very happy holiday, and thank you for your support of your children. That's the reason they are here today. Okay, we'll start with our 6th grade representative. This is Rebecca Helber, and she is here with her family.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Helber. I'm in the 6th grade, and I brought my grandmas. And my favorite subject is social studies, and I do band, and I like doing it out of school too. Thank you.
Okay, we expect to see her in stage band at some point. Our next Citizen of the Month is our 7th grade representative, Allison Dietz. She already is in the stage band at school. Her sister was in the band today, and I expect in a few years to see her back to us from the high school. Allison.
My name is Allison Dietz. I'm a 7th grader at Liberty Middle School. I brought my dad and my mom. In school, I like math and playing my saxophone, and outside of school, I like reading, soccer, and playing my saxophone.
And representing our 8th grade is Noah Marvin. He's just one of those students who just does everything he needs to do every day.
My name is Noah Marvin, and I'm an 8th grader at Liberty Middle School, and I'm really good at math, and I brought with me my grandfather and my dad, and outside of school I play soccer.
Good afternoon and congratulations to all the students and parents in here. I'm Brent Fickus, the principal at Heritage Middle School. I have 3 great lions with me today. I'd like to introduce our 6th grade representative first, which is Paige Masters.
Hi, I'm Paige Masters. Today I brought with me my mom, Tammy, and unfortunately my dad couldn't make it, but I've been dancing for about 10 years now, and in school I like to do language arts and social studies. Yeah.
Next up, I have our 7th grade representative, Jabril Smith.
Hi, my name is Jabril Smith, and I brought my aunt and my mom, and they helped me through a lot. And in school, I like science and math. I really love them. All the teachers are great. They help me through a lot. And outside of school, I love sports. I wrestle and I play football.
And finally, our 8th grade representative is Lauren Tucker.
Hi, I'm Lauren Tucker, an 8th grader at Heritage Middle School. Today I brought my parents with me. And inside of school I like to play violin and viola, and outside of school I play volleyball and softball.
Hello everyone, I'm Julie Elwell. I'm principal at Carson Elementary, and thank you Newark Rotary for sponsoring today. Happy holidays to everyone. Newark Rotary, just another thank you. We had some dictionaries delivered to our entire 3rd grade a few weeks ago, and they just love them. So thank you again for that support. I have 2 great kiddos here with me today. The first one is our 4th grade representative, Harlan McDermott. Harlan, if you come on over. I try to sneak into the classrooms and have the children in the classroom kind of say why they think the Citizen of the Month was selected this month. So I wasn't quite as sneaky today, but because Harlan knew I was coming in to do this, but the students in his room thought some of the reasons that he was probably selected is because he likes to help other people. He likes to help keep our school clean. He likes to pick up things around the building when he sees them laying around on the ground, like some trash, I believe. So thank you for your help with that. I know that's important to Mr. Yu, too. He's always looking to see how clean our schools are. They also said that he is kind and that you always like to be challenged in the classroom with learning. So I'm going to turn things over to you now.
My name is Harlan McDermott. I am 9 years old and obviously go to Carson Elementary in the 4th grade. My favorite subject in school is reading, which I am gifted at. And my favorite subject outside of school is probably video games. Yeah, I got my foster mom, Becky, and my guardian, Blytle, Cheryl. They helped me through a lot of bad things there in my life and cope with my depression and my anger and stuff like
that. And our 5th grade representative is Renee Wheeler. Again, I wasn't so sneaky with getting the feedback from her classmates in her room because she saw me come in today, but the things that they said is she always does really great work within the classroom. She pays attention, she's a good friend, and she is funny. So I'll turn it over to you.
Hi, my name is Renee Wheeler, and I go to Carson Elementary. I'm in 5th grade, and my favorite thing to do outside and inside school is practice my reading. I brought my mom, and my stepdad, and my sister.
Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Chet Coleman. I'm the very proud principal at Cherry Valley Elementary. I'd like to thank the Rotary. In this season of giving, we have so many community organizations that give so much to the Newark City schools, and we really want to appreciate that. But there's no one out there that gives more than the parents sitting here in this room, and we really appreciate you so much for giving us these outstanding Citizens of the Month. So with that said, I brought with me 2 outstanding young ladies today. Very proud of Miss Bridget Clary and her mom and dad. She'll introduce them.
Hi, I'm Bridget Clary. I'm in 4th grade. This is my mom and this is my dad. In school, my favorite subject is reading and writing. Outside school, I like typing on my computer, writing my book, and also reading, and sometimes playing with my sister. And that's all I have to say.
Congratulations. And not only are we proud of Bridget, but also her mom is an outstanding 3rd grade teacher, Miss Megan Schwartz at Cherry Valley as well. So thank you, Megan, for everything you do. Another outstanding young lady is Miss Abby Walter.
Hi, I am Abigail Walters, and today I brought my mom and dad, Amber and Matthew Jonas, and my favorite subject is math and writing because I love writing about famous people, and then I like to play outside with my friends because I don't like to be cooped up in the house all day.
Hi, my name is Linda Neighbors. I'm the very happy principal that comes from John Clem. Been there for, I think this is my 13th year, and just love being there. I want to thank Rotary. I love this day. This is a very special day that we get to share all the great things that these kids are doing. And thank you, parents, for such wonderful children. I'm kind of stealing a little idea from Mrs. Elwell. I went and asked the kids what they thought, because we know as adults why we pick these kids. We see all the good things that they're doing, but it's really nice to hear all the things that the kids also see in the kids around them. And so for my first representative is Molly Tenney, and the kids in her classroom say that she's nice, funny, humble. I love the humble one because it's very true. Grateful, friendly and caring, kind and genuine was probably because that truly to me represents this young lady. So she is very kind and a genuine friend. Come on up, Molly.
Hi, I'm Molly Tenney. I am in 4th grade and go to John Clem Elementary School. My favorite subject in school is reading and science, and then my favorite subject out of school is volleyball. That's it.
Our 5th grade representative is Andre Mercier. Come on up, Andre. The kids in his class said, whenever someone is feeling down, he always lifts their mood up. He's really kind and has a sense of humor. Does what he's supposed to and doesn't goof off. Hardworking, and shows PACs to everyone and everything, and that's a program that they do in the classroom. So, wonderful job, Andre.
My name is Andre, and I brought my mom and dad with me today. I really like math in school, and my favorite subject out of school is sports.
All right, my name is Nick Myers. I'm the principal of Hillview Elementary. Thank you again to Newark Rotary for everything today, and I want to thank all of our parents here for all that they do. And a little tidbit about me, I used to teach music a while back, and I judge around the state music contests, and I've got to tell you, Newark's program is thought of very highly. All I say is I'm from Newark, and it's, oh, okay. Our programs here are just amazing, and so that was just such a blessing. That is not a typical high school group. I mean, we are so blessed to have that, so I want to thank them for that too. Our 4th grade representative is Bryce Schoenbarger, and he is known most for his helpfulness in our building, and he is known for helping before the school day even starts. Come on up, Bryce.
Hi, my name is Bryce, and I brought with me my mom and dad. My favorite subject in school is probably coding. My favorite subject out of school is video games.
And our 5th grade representative is known for his smile and giving his best effort. That's what Mrs. Van Kirk had to say. And the other kids in the class said he's just a cool guy. So this is Makai Gavin Smith.
Hi, my name is Makai Gavin Smith, and I brought my dad and my mom. Out of school, I like doing baseball, and in school, I like doing social studies.
Mrs. Cooper.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. Pleasure to be here. As everyone has said prior to me, Rotary, we appreciate your sponsoring of the luncheon, and which allows us to come together once a month and really celebrate the wonderful students in Newark City schools. Again, congratulations to all the students who are being honored today and your parents. I know they are very proud of you, as we all are. We have two wonderful citizens from Legend Elementary to introduce to you today. The first is Meredith Pyle, and Meredith is a student in Mrs. Fickus's class. And Mrs. Fickus indicates that she demonstrates academic excellence on all assignments and tasks. She always works to the best of her ability and is an active learner in the classroom. But while Meredith excels at academics, she also displays kindness and compassion towards all students in the classroom, the lunchroom, and recess. These characteristics make her a leader at Legend Elementary. Meredith?
I'm Meredith Pyle, and I am in Mrs. Fickus's class at Legend Elementary. My favorite thing to do in school is math, and I go out in the hallway with Mrs. Allen, the gifted math teacher, and my favorite thing to do out of school is piano and basketball. And I brought with me my dad, Michael Pyle, and my mom, Andrea Pyle.
Thank you, Meredith. Our 5th grade student of the month is a student in Mrs. Mann's class, and Mrs. Mann has given me a list of words that describe Miss Ruth Anderson. She is kind, a friend for everyone, a hard worker, funny, helpful, and this is a theme carried forth from our 4th grade citizen of the month. She's a leader inside and outside of the classroom. Ruth.
Hi, my name is Ruth Anderson, and today I brought my parents, Denise and Jeff Anderson, and my favorite subject is reading, and outside school I like playing volleyball.
Thank you, Ruth. McGuffey's next.
Hi, I'm Cindy Baker and I'm the principal at McGuffey Elementary, and last week we kicked off our holiday season by starting our giving tree. McGuffey students have collected close to 2,000 food items that we'll be donating, and I don't know about the other elementary principals, but also since last Monday the cameras in our building have been on a direct live feed to Santa Claus up at the North Pole. And the 2 students that I have with me today, I went straight to the elves to find out why they should be here today. And our first student is Elena Hand. She's a 4th grader. And the elves at McGuffey say that she is a role model. She does everything in the classroom that the teacher asks her to do. And more importantly, she is the best athlete and can pretty much score on anybody. Elena?
Hi, my name is Elena Hand. This is my mom, Bobby, and I like to do social studies, and out of school I play basketball, football, and softball.
Our 5th grade representative is Sophia Yanka, and according to the elves, after the first 9 weeks, Sophia set a goal for herself because she was wanting to raise her grades, and not only has she done that, she's exceeded it, and she also does wonderful things helping the other students in the classroom.
Hello, my name is Sophia Yanka. I'm a 5th grader at McGuffey Elementary. Today I brought with me my mom and my dad. In school I like to do science and reading. Out of school I like to play softball.
Good afternoon, my name is Dina Cable and I'm the building principal at Ben Franklin Elementary. Thanks to Mr. Moore for both hats that he wears with Rotary and with the Healthy Kids Network. Many students at Ben Franklin benefit from that program. Today I have our 4th grade representative, and her name is Brianna Donnelly, and she is a wonderful student at our school. She was selected because she is always a leader. Not only is she a leader in our classroom, but she helped with our 2nd and 3rd grade music program, and her family partakes of every after-school event that we have. Brianna?
I'm Brianna Donnelly, and I brought my mom, my mom Christine, my dad Bill, and my baby brother Jackson. In school I like all subjects, and outside of school I like cooking.
And she's also part of our Panther Chorale that'll be performing today. I'd like to recognize our 5th grade representative who's not here today. Her name's Katie Lynn Binion. So hello out there, Katie. We're missing you here today. And she was nominated because she's always respectful and she's a hard worker in everything she does.
I don't know about you guys, but don't we have some terrific students here, people? Let's give them a hand. I can see why, we've got a couple little ones in here today that were just wonderful. I don't know how they've done a couple hours of, I giggled up here because I'm a grandfather of 5, soon to be 6, and we guard those binkies with our life. I do, because that's the only thing Grandpa has. can calm down. And when the binky hit the floor here, I almost dove on that binky. And then remembered it wasn't mine. So, but you guys got it quick, so I like seeing that. Good stuff. So, and you did a great job, young man, and blessings to the two people beside you. I think that's awesome. And one of the things I noticed are our students happy for other students and telling them good job after that. And I think that's why they're in the room here, and I wanted to point that out. Again, it's not because you get all A's. All these students are good students in here, but it's because you treat others with respect. And you're a good leader, and I like how our folks have started to read some things about why, what their peers feel. Or the elves, Santa's elves, the elves at McGuffey. That was cute, Sydney. Yeah, I bet they are. I bet they are. So we've come to the time here of our program to recognize some others in here. And I do it as a group. I'd like our principals to stand at their tables, if they would, please. And I would tell you, is Mr. Nick gave you a tidbit about himself up here, that he was a former really good music teacher. But I'll even carry that tidbit back to when Mr. Nick was 16 years old and I was a first-time high school principal at Marion Elgin High School. And Nick was a junior in there. And when he's talking, I'm thinking Nick would have been a student of the month had we had that in there. A very nice, respectful person. And if you look around the rooms, I would have chosen you first, Nick. I'm sure of that in there. But it's been fun for me to watch Nick develop into a fantastic leader in our district, because he was a leader in our high school. But enough tidbits about Nick. But if you look around the room, this group standing up are tremendous leaders in our district. But better than that, they are really good folks that care about students, well beyond. As I mentioned, we're more in this school district than a grade card, or we're more than just servicing our students. We're servicing our families. And I'm very proud of this group, because they recognize those things. That's more than math and science, that they're helping families, help our students, and help our community. So I really appreciate what they do, and they really care about our children and your children as you're sitting there. So students, here's what I want you to do. Being a former principal, man, I got no love at all when I was a principal. So I like to do this just to share and say, this is your time, students, to stand up, walk over, look your principal in the eye, and give him a hug and tell him you care about him. Okay? I'm going to demonstrate on Mr. Coleman right here. All right? In today's world, I didn't want to pick Julie out. Okay? So, students, please thank your principal. Don't be afraid to stand up and give him a hug. Tell him you care about him.
You want to hug or high five? All 74 pounds.
I think it's my lunch hour is good. Walking back do you usually take
Okay, I appreciate our students taking the time to do that, but it shouldn't be that you need to. We do a picture at the end. I'm almost done. Unless you have to give. I don't want to get anybody fired. Stay, if you got to go. So there's one other group, students, that I want you to thank. And you're looking at a guy who will tell you, I will admit to you, I'm standing here today because of my mother. And I tell her I love her and I appreciate her all the time. And I'm 56 and she's 78. But I appreciate my mother and what she did for 5 kids. who are doing pretty well out in the world today, and I recognize that my mother and my grandparents set the tone for how you treat people and how to take care of business in your life. And so children, students, please take a moment and this is, I always tell people, look them right in the eye. Look them right in the eye. I want you to look your mom, your dad, your cousin, your grandparent right in the eye. Tell them you love them, you appreciate them, everything they do for you. Good. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And I know we have a couple grandparents in here. And I can tell you, I told you before, I'm a grandparent of 5, soon to be 6 this summer. And man, if I were sitting in here with my grandchild, that'd make me feel like I did a pretty good job with my children, who are doing a great job with their children. Does that make you happy, Grandma? It does. God bless you guys that are in here. So good stuff. Children, students, it shouldn't take somebody to tell you to do that. Make sure you take the time to, who amongst us in this room, parents, do you like getting a hug every now and then? You like your child telling you, oh, absolutely, absolutely. Good stuff. So again, this is the best thing we do every month, is recognize our students. And I'm going to tell you, I'm sincere about this, we have some great kids in this school district who don't make it in this room. I wish we could recognize a lot more. So to get in this room is special, really special. And so that means that others recognize how you treat them. And so thank you for being good leaders. We have a picture up front. Parents, you can get a picture if you want. So I always do. So let's give everybody in this room a round of applause. And then I want the high school students